G'day viewers, Prospector Pete. I've arrived at my new destination. To see if I can get some gold today. Now before I leave the safety of the vehicle, there's something I need to do. Any Aussies that are watching this will understand, but I think Americans and so on, they're not going to know what I'm doing and they think I'm a nutcase. So I'll show you what I'm doing. This place is prime hunting ground for drop bears. If you don't know what a drop bear is, they're like a hybrid meat-eating koala. No one really knows what they've crossed with, but it's made them pretty vicious. They're only small, but they've got huge teeth, and what they do is the reason they're called drop bears is they hide up in the trees and wait for prey to go underneath, and they drop down onto the prey. Now, they're not all that big and everything, but if they get your carotid artery or your spinal cord in the neck, you're history. So I don't really want to take any chances. Now this here, Vegemite, which is made by Kraft, it's an Australian sandwich spread, and they hate the smell of it. They can't stand it. So what I'm going to do is put a bit on my hat. You don't need much, just a tiny bit, and it drives them away. Put a bit there, a little bit there, and a bit there. You'll be surprised, they'll smell that from a mile away and they won't come anywhere near me. Just little precautions that make the difference, you know. And I'm sure you guys, most of you are aware anyway, that Australia has the worst critters, the most nastiest critters. I'll see if I can find a photo of it, and I'm pretty sure I've got a photo on my computer somewhere, and I'll put it in this video and show you what they look like. Alright, now I'll show you what this place looks like. I came here not long ago, a couple of weeks ago, and I only took samples because the people I was with, they were wanting to go metal detecting, and there's not really many places here to go metal detecting. So I just took a few samples and panned them out where we went, down the street further. And I got gold here, which is a big deal because I've been searching high and low for months now for anywhere where there's gold near Perth, which is the city I live in Western Australia. And this is the first place I found gold. Now, I didn't find it under this bridge, but I'm just having a bit of a look-see. Any of these places where there's rock in it could be worth a look. I'm just exploring because I didn't actually come under this bridge last time I was here. You see there's lots of rock everywhere. The place is just chock-a-block full of this rock. Now if you saw my video of my wash plant, you would have seen me mention a place where there's lots of rock, and this is it. It made it really, really hard to dig. I'm sure you can imagine you can't just stick a shovel down into a rock like that and be able to dig a hole. So basically all I was able to do is to get some top layer, just whatever I could pick up in my hands. So if I got a little bit of gold from overburden, imagine what I would get when I dig right down. Now there's two places where the gold travels from here. Firstly, I'll come back here, right, so you've got a really wide section And the gold in a narrow the water, in a narrow section would speed up, and then so it would be going pretty quick through there, and then it would slow right down as it goes under this bridge. Because it's such a big area, the water would have slowed right down. And then when it gets to, so anywhere in here, because it's slowed down, would be good to find gold. Then it gets to here, this tiny little narrow section here, the water would speed up quite a bit through here. But also over here there's another section. Just here. So the water travels through these two places. And again it would speed up quite a bit through here. And this is what got me excited. So you've got this section here, which is so that there's the two little parts that I just walked down, right? So the water's going fast through there. Then you've got this open area here where it would kind of slow down again a little bit. And then there's this big bank that comes out to here. Now this is the inside bend, but because of this bank here, the water can't flow around that way. It's got no choice but to be squeezed through this tiny little section here. So it would pick up quite a bit of speed through here and be forced in an area like that. It'd be forced into that direction there. Now that big rock that's over there was here, and we moved it and got some samples out from underneath it. That's possibly where the speck of gold came from that I got. Now there was a lot more water here last time, no biggie. And my point is that the water would be forced into this direction rather than going along there. And what that's caused is an eddy. So water's coming through here and around here. And you can see that section over here is an eddy. And people like Adventure Gold and Vogus Prospecting, they talk about eddies where the water slows down, and they're a good place to find gold. Directly past this bank in this area here mostly would be where the gold would drop and then slowly be forced up there. Over here there's lots of finds, lots of small finds. That wouldn't be such a good place. But here, where there's bigger gravel, is looking better. However, here is all the big stuff at the base of this creek, so I'm still keen to try here more than anything else. Anyway, so the water's being forced along this bank, and that's why the bank's all starting to erode. You can see all the rocks and everything starting to come out. All the way along in amongst this tree root, there's all these rocks that are starting to drop out. Now it's highly likely that gold could be coming out of there, because places like this, wherever there's a gold deposit and the creek erodes and then the gold falls out of the bank and into the stream. Now I don't know if this is where it's happening, but it could be. So instead of the water coming along here like it would normally on the inside bend, it's forced through here and it's now eroding this bank. And down here where it starts to curve around again, I quite like the look of this. You can see this is the grass and everything, so there's the surface, and then you've got all these chunky rock deposits, and then further down more bedrock being washed away, and then the floor. This dirt here I will be grabbing some samples from for sure. I had planned on panning right here, but since the water's no longer here, I'll have to go upstream a little bit. It's a bit of a bugger, but I'll take some buckets of water with me, buckets of soil I mean, to the next place. Unless there's some water up here, I'll go for a quick look. And then again, underneath this tree, there's lots of rock exposed. So I'll definitely be taking some of these samples down a bit further where there's the grey clay, little bits of grey clay. That's a good place to get it. I'll be taking some of that. Definitely some nice big rocks along this bank. It could be anywhere along here. I'm really hoping for some exposed bedrock with cracks and crevices, but I don't like my chances. I mean, there's these big rocks here, but I don't see any cracks and crevices. I mean, some leaves here, but it's pretty big and things could get flushed out of that easy enough. So that might have to be another thing for another day. Okay, so the way it's working now is inside bend coming around this corner here. So there is a bit of water here. I might be able to pan here. It's only a tiny bit, but you don't need much to pan. So we'll be able to get some soil from there and bring it over to here, as well as take some soil from here. And on the other side of this log, if I can move this branch out of my way, it looks really good over there. See if I can climb up over this log. Ooh, not as young as I used to be. Ooh. Okay. Just that nice little pool of water, that's just enough. So again, the water will be coming around inside bend over here, and it looks like it's been quite a while since the water was this high. Most of the water has been around where it's all dark still, where it's all wet. So along this area here and in this bank, I'll definitely take some samples from here. Some of that clay in there. It's all grey clay in there. I'm feeling good about this place today. Just wish there's a little bit more water, but I planned on bringing some and I completely forgot. I raced out the door and didn't grab any. So, in amongst all this rock on the floor here, I've just noticed there's quartz, which is a good sign. And you can see there's lots of ironstone, so that's a good sign too. Everything's looking good. And this here would be a really good place for gold to drop. Gold flowing down over there, over this rock, this log, and drop down. So in here would be a really good place. I'll be taking a sample from in here. And what's around the corner? Just more of the same, really. If I venture down that way, I'll put the video back on. But for now, I'll stick to the few spots that I've pointed out already. And I'll see how I go for time after that. Or if I'm not getting anything, I'll move on. The one speck I got last time might have been a fluke, but it's the closest thing I've had to success in the city I live in so far. Okay. Well, I've dug 2 holes so far, and it only goes down about not even half a foot before it gets to the thick grey clay. And normally if there's still rocks amongst the clay, then it's okay to pan it, but once it's really dense and there's no rocks in there, it means the gold won't penetrate either. And I'm told that it's rotting bedrock, decomposing bedrock. So that's what I've got down to, and once I hit the clay then I stopped. And like I say, it's only my second pan, and there is a piece, I don't think you're going to be able to see it, it's a, I'll see if I can get the right light. Anyway, it's a tiny little speck. It's not enough to write home about, but it does prove that there's gold here. So I'll see if I can rest the pan on my knee and show you right in front of my finger. I don't know if you can see it. Tiny little, put a bit of water on there. Tiny little speck of gold. So I'll keep trying some more places. Okay, so I dug a hole under those rocks. I'll just put those rocks back in the hole and panned it out, and there was nothing in there. I dug this hole here, which goes down about 1/2 foot down to the thick grey clay, and panned it out, and all I got was some little dust, little specks, nothing in there. I took a few other pans from around here and just little tiny specks. I took some out of that bank and a couple of tiny specks, like I'm talking really small, not even worth showing. I don't even know if the camera would have picked them up anyway. So I'm not having much joy so far. I just dug a hole behind a rock. See these big rocks that were caught up behind this tree? This is about 6 foot high in the bank at the moment. See, there's the water down here. There's the height of these rocks. I spoke to a farmer who reckons that in February the water was up as high as that bridge. So that means that this here would have been underwater. So I've taken some soil from under these rocks, up in there, and no luck at the moment. I've just emptied out this section down in here, and there's nothing there, not even a speck. Now I picked this hole here, which is right in the middle of the stream, coming down, big boulder straight underneath it. I've just dug out all in here, and there's more to go yet, but the pan's full, so I'll pan this off. And I'm guessing if there's anything there, I'd see some sort of sign, like even a little speck or something. But either way, I'll come back and finish this hole off. And if I don't see anything in that, then it's probably not worth being here. Because I've picked all the spots that I can think of. Like I've even gone over that log and into that bank there, down under this rock along the ledge there. About 3 places from that bank. See, it's narrow and that's on the inside bend. And I've gone right up under the grass, I've gone medium, and I've gone all down the bottom. I've got some out under those roots, under that tree. Yeah, I've panned out so many pans now from some different places, and yeah, some specks, some tiny little specks, that's it. So I've got this last bucket full of dirt here, and if I don't get anything good in that, then it's time to go upstream more, because it means there's nothing here. This will be my second last pan. Unless I get gold, then I'll stick around. It's not looking like I will so far. See, a lot of the guys on these channels, they make it look so easy. They either go to a place where they know they're going to find gold every single time, or they wait till they got gold in their pan before they start videoing. Very rarely you see someone not have gold in their pan. Occasionally, once or twice, but not often. Well, the whole thing about prospecting is looking for the gold. Getting the gold, once you know where it is mining. but I am prospecting. I am doing test pans here and there and everywhere trying to find the gold. So I'm not going to find it every time, and I don't want to make it look too easy for all these other people that, like me, who are trying to find it. I live in the city, and the gold is east of where I am. 600 kilometers east of me is the richest gold deposit in the world. It's the Golden Mile in Kalgoorlie, and I figure that if I just keep going east, as long as I keep going east, I'll eventually come across a place where there's gold. I don't want to drive the 600 kilometers if I don't have to. Sooner or later I'm going to come across a creek or a lake or whatever that's going to have gold in it. And it would be nice if I could find it close enough to home that I could do day trips. See, a lot of these guys, Vogus, prospecting and adventure gold, they're in the country towns already, and they don't have to travel really all that far. They might go, I don't know, an hour or 2, 3 hours maybe. But for most of the part, they're pretty close to where they go. Whereas I've travelled at least 3 hours so far to get where I am now, and then I've got to go home again afterwards, and still no luck. So it's going to look like I'm going to be doing camping trips, I think, by the time I actually find somewhere where there's gold, which is a shame. I may have to move to the country towns, I think. I'm getting down to the black sands now. Doesn't help that the water's all muddy, but that's all right. It's pretty hard to do one-handed. One thing I like to do, which I learnt from Adventure Gold, is panning backwards. So the black sands and everything is still up there. What I have panned off so far is no good to me, so I throw it out the back of the pan and get rid of it out of the pan, rather than throwing it all off the end like this way, and if I make a mistake it's gone. By going backwards, you pan it backwards and you can discard what you don't need. If you do make a mistake, you just throw it all down the front and start again. I don't know if I'm making much sense, but in my head it is. See, nothing. Black sands, ironstone, that's it. There's plenty of black sands there. I don't know if you can see. Heaps of black sands, heaps of ironstone. There's even pyrite in there, but there's just no gold. So I've got one more pan to do, and that's it. Okay, last pan of the day. Let's see how we go. You see there's lots of ironstone, stacks of ironstone in there. See one speck. Don't know if you can see it or not. Right there in front of my finger. tiny little speck. And that's what it's been like. And if I do get any, it's these tiny little specks. Not really worth being here. And yeah, it shows that there's gold in the area. I'll just repan it in case. It shows there's gold in the area, but I must be right down the tail end of it. So all I gotta do now is keep moving upstream. Until I find better amounts. Let's get rid of this stuff out of the pan. Sorry if I'm moving my phone around, it's these bloody flies. I'm trying to pan in one hand and shoo flies away in the other. No, I didn't miss any, it's just that one speck right there. I'll try and find a better position for it so you can see it. Oh no, there's two there. Two specks. Right there, there's one. Oh no, it's a stone. So there's one there. That's it. I'm not even going to put that in my snuffer bottle. I'll let him go to grow to a bigger nugget. Someone else can catch it. Okay, well that's it for me. I've still had fun, even if I don't get any. This is like coming out. It's a nice place to be. It's peaceful and gets me out of the house. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Comment if you think I'm doing something bad or if you think I'm doing something good. Let me know how I'm going, because these videos are for you guys. So okay, well good luck trying to find that shiny stuff. Probably have more luck than me. See you on the next video.